In a dusty loft, Sam and Molly are making renovations for their new home with the help of Carl. Sam and Carl are bankers in New York City. Sam has an important meeting with some investors, so he asks Carl, his most trusted friend, to help him transfer some money on his behalf. Sam arrives home and helps Molly finish the remodeling. Being a talented artist, Molly completely transforms the loft. That night, Molly and Sam are unable to sleep, so they do some pottery together and have a romantic night. At work, Sam comes across a problem. In his records, it shows that some accounts have more money than usual. He decides to revisit the problem later and goes out that evening with Molly. Sam and Molly are walking back home from the theater when Molly asks why he always says ditto instead of I love you. Sam defends himself and then Molly asks him to marry her. Their conversation is interrupted by a thief who holds Sam at gunpoint. The thief hits Molly, infuriating Sam, and the two start fighting. Sam does his best to go for the gun, and soon after a shot goes off and the thief runs off while Sam chases him. Sam stops chasing and goes back to check on Molly, only to discover she's holding his dead body. Molly cries for help and some bystanders run through Sam to help her, not noticing him standing in front of them. When a bright light shines above Sam, he turns away from it and follows Molly and his body. At the hospital, the doctors tell Molly the unfortunate news and the police escort her for questioning. Sam, still in a state of shock, sits down next to his body and is approached by an old man. The old man welcomes him to his new life as a ghost and disappears. Molly holds a funeral and Sam starts to see other ghosts. Molly goes back home and is trying to cope with her loss while Sam is right next to her. A couple days pass and Carl comes over to help her clean up Sam's things. On the way out, Carl tries to convince Molly to get out and stop being holed up in the loft. She rejects his offer but walks him outside. Sam decides to follow them, but as he is about to walk through the door, the thief who killed him enters their loft with a key. Sam tries everything to make contact with the thief, but he has no reaction. When he goes upstairs, Molly comes back into the loft. Sam desperately tries to get her attention, but to no success. While the thief hides from her, Sam screams at the cat, and the cat, sensing his presence, jumps up and scratches the nearby thief and sends him running out of the loft. Sam wants some answers, so he decides to follow the thief. In the subway, Sam is approached by a ghost and the stranger throws Sam across the train car before disappearing. Sam follows the thief and enters his apartment. The thief gets a phone call and Sam finds out that he is not working alone and was murdered. Sam walks out of the apartment and stumbles into a spiritual reader's shop. He walks in on Oda May with one of her clients. Sam observes Oda May and observes her lying to her clients. Believing that no one can see or hear him, Sam makes comments about her lies. But to his surprise, Oda May actually hears him and gets aggravated. Sam tries to get her to prove she can hear him and she eventually yells out his name and hides. In Oda May's home, she talks about her family's gift to talk to the undead, but her sisters think she's gone crazy. Sam begs her to help him by calling Molly and warning her of the thief going back to the loft. Oda May knows that Molly won't believe her, but to get rid of Sam she tries anyway. Obviously not believing Oda May, Molly hangs up and Sam pleads with her to go to her in person. She rejects and Sam annoys her until she gives in. The next day they go to Molly's loft and are rejected once again. Oda May shouts out only events that Sam would know. Molly comes down and they head to a restaurant to talk. Oda May tells Molly that she can only hear him but not see him. Molly gets insulted and starts to leave, but Sam tells Oda May to tell her ditto and starts to believe her. In the loft, Oda May sees a picture of Sam and comments on his good looks but notes that he is white. Still being skeptical, Molly asks why Sam is still here. She states that he is stuck and can't move on. She tells Molly that she is in danger and tells her the thief's name and address of his apartment. She also tells her that he has Sam's keys and wallet and the break-in that she didn't know about. She encourages her to go to the police because Sam was murdered and that a third party is involved, but he doesn't know who yet. Not wanting to be any more involved, Oda May gets scared and leaves. Molly mentions the encounter to Carl, and he doesn't believe her. Molly says she's still going to the police with the information, but he volunteers to check it out first to gather more evidence. He arrives at the address and Sam is devastated to find out that Carl was the one who planned the murder. Carl is in trouble with some drug dealers and he needs Sam's bank password to withdraw some money. He tells the thief to get rid of Oda Mae or they are both dead. Molly goes to the police and is laughed at when she mentions Oda Mae's visit. Feeling sorry for her, the lead detective checks out the information anyway. But to Molly's dismay, there is no information on the thief, but instead he brings out Oda Mae's previous incarcerations and tells her that she may have gotten played. In the office, Carl enters Sam's password and is instructed to deposit $4 million into a new account under the name Rita Miller. Carl visits Molly at night, and is worried when she says she visited the police but is relieved when he hears what the detective told her. Carl comforts her and they kiss, making Sam furious. He dives at Carl and to everyone's surprise, Sam knocks down a picture frame on the table. Sam goes to the subway to find the ghost who threw him the other day. Sam pleads with him to teach him to make contact with items from the living world. The stranger tells him to channel his emotion and release all the energy at once. After some failed attempts and ridicule from the stranger, Sam unlocks this new ability and is able to kick a soda can and touch items. Sam rushes to see Oda Mae. She is surrounded by many ghosts because of her ability to speak to them. One of the ghosts jumps into her body and possesses Oda Mae to talk to his living wife, shocking Sam and the others. After leaving Oda Mae's body, she kicks everybody out except Sam. Shortly after, the thief enters the room and attempts to shoot her but escapes and the thief runs away after the failed attempt. Sam asks for her help one last time. They go to the bank and she impersonates Rita Miller to open the account Carl put the money into. She then heads upstairs to close the account, withdrawing all the money so that Carl is screwed. She is shocked at the amount, but with Sam's help finishes the deal without any problems. As they are about to leave, Molly spots them and they run out before she can talk to them. Carl checks the account on his computer as his deadline passes, and panics when he finds out the money is gone. Outside the bank, Sam tells Oda Mae to get rid of the money by donating it. After arguing, she reluctantly agrees and storms off. While Carl tries to find out what happened to the money, Sam taunts him and reveals himself, making Carl go crazy. He visits Molly and she tells him about seeing Oda Mae at the bank. Thinking she has the money, Carl and the thief head over to her place to steal it back. Sam warns Oda Mae and she runs to a neighbor's apartment while he stays behind to handle the thief and Carl. Sam throws stuff at the thief, scaring him. The thief runs away with Carl and Sam right behind him and he wanders into the road, getting sandwiched by a car and a truck. The thief and Sam finally meet and before the thief can do anything, is dragged away by some shadows to where evil people belong. Oda Mae and Sam go back to Molly's loft and try to tell her about Carl. Molly thinks that Oda Mae is lying to her, so to convince her Sam lifts a penny to prove that he is actually there. As they wait for the police to come to the loft, Oda Mae allows Sam to take over her body to reunite with Molly. Their moment is interrupted when Carl bangs on the door. Molly and Oda Mae climb up the fire escape while Carl shoots his way in. Sam is weak after the possession, so he can't make contact with Carl, allowing him to follow them up to an abandoned room. Carl chases them and gets a hold of Oda Mae and Molly throws herself onto him to try and stop him. He holds Molly at gunpoint and tells Sam to give him the money. Sam regains his strength and is able to throw the gun away and hit Carl. Carl gets scared and tries to run away. He throws a large hook aimlessly as he climbs out a window. The hook swings back, breaking the window, and a glass shard pierces Carl, ending his life. Carl's ghost sees Sam and the shadows come out to take him away. Now that Molly is safe, the bright light from the sky shines, making Sam visible to Molly and Oda. Sam thanks Oda Mae and says goodbye to Molly and finally rests in peace.